Hello students, so board exams are over and you all must be relaxing. So today I'm here to present you an answer series for this board exam question paper, that is of standard mathematics paper. So I've chosen this paper, code is 30/6/1. So before starting this question paper, so let me introduce myself. My name is Ankush and I'm senior OC faculty at Orchids, the international school. So I'm going to discuss all the questions one by one in a brief manner, not in a detailed manner, so that you'll get the right answers and you can match your answers also. We'll start with section B and slowly we'll progress to the other section. At the end, we'll discuss with the MCQ questions also. So the first section is your section B, that is 2-marker questions. So in this, the first question was in this paper that we have to, for this expression, some equations are given, we have to prove this expression that a square plus n square equals to b square plus m square. So for that, in the question we can see that as we need the squares in our answer, so what we have to do, we have to do the squaring in our expressions. If you do the squaring in both sides, what you will get from there? A square secant square theta plus b square tan square theta plus 2ab secant theta into tan theta, which is equal to what? M square from the first equation. And when you do the squaring in the second equation, we will get secant square theta plus a square into tan square theta a plus 2ab secant theta into tan theta, and that is equal to what? M square. Now we are not interested in 2ab, so we have to subtract the equation number 2 from 1. So we'll get from there what? Secant square theta is common, so we'll get here what? A square minus b square into secant square theta plus similarly b square minus a square into tan square theta, and plus 2ab minus 2ab will cancel. So what we'll get from another side? M square minus n square. Now if you see there, I can take common a square minus b square, and I left inside what? Secant square theta minus tan square theta, and that is equal to what? M square minus n square. Now we have to use this identity, which is equal to what? 1 secant square theta minus tan square theta. Finally I'll get what? A square minus b square, which is equal to m square minus n square. And now we have to just rearrange. Then when I'll take n square this side, I'll get a square plus n square, and I take b square on the right hand side, I'll get b square plus m square, and that is what? Proved. Hence proved. So now the next question is, if you want you can take the screenshot. So the next question, okay, now the next question we are having is, we have to use this identity to prove this required identity tan square a plus 1 equal to secant square a. Now you can see that in this identity, how I can reach up to tan square divided by, we have to divide both sides by what? By cos square a, right? If you divide both sides by cos square a, this side and this side, so what I'll get from there? Sine by cos, it gives me tan square a, plus cos by cos, it gives me 1, and on right hand side 1 by cos square a is nothing but secant square a, and this is what we have to prove, the final result that we have proved. Now the second part of the question is, find the value of tan a. We have to find the value of tan a. What is given to us? 5/3. So just substitute the value. So from there what I'll get? Tan square a plus 1 is equal to secant a is 5/3, then secant square a is what? 25/9. So if 1 will go to that side, so from there what I'll get? Tan square a is equal to 25/9 minus 1, it gives you 16/9. So this implies I can say tan square equal to 16/9. So tan a will gives me two values, plus minus 4/3. So I'll get two values plus minus 4/3 for tan a. But as you know that angle given as acute angle means first quadrant, in first quadrant tan is positive, so therefore you have to tell that tan a is equal to 4/3. That is our final answer for this particular second part of the question. So the next question we are having is, prove that abscissa of point P, which is equidistant from point with coordinates a7 and b, is 2 more than that of ordinate. Abscissa means x coordinate and ordinate means y coordinate. We have to develop a relation between x and y. So point P we have taken assumed xy. We don't know whether it is online or out of line. So general point we have taken. Given condition is what? PA distance is equal to PE distance. So using distance formula, PA is equal to PV. I can directly write x minus 7. Obviously we have to write the distance formula first, but as we are only interested in the solution part, so x minus 7 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square, which is equal to what? X minus 3 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square. So if you open it, what you will get from this side? X square plus 49 minus 14x plus y square plus 1 minus 2y, which is equal to x square plus 9 minus 6x plus y square plus 25 minus 10y. We can see y square will cancel with y square, x square, and x square will cancel. Then finally we are left with what? 9 will come to this side, it will give me 49 minus 9 is 40, and 14x, 6x, when you solve it, it will give you minus 8x, and 1 will go to that side, it will give you 25 minus 1 is 24, and minus 6 plus 2y, minus 6 minus 2y will go to that side, it will give you what? Minus 8y. I can see here 8 is common, so finally I'll get 5x, 5 minus 3x, which will give 3 minus y, and finally I can write x, this is what x, and finally when we'll solve, what I'll get from there? X is equal to, x will go to that side, y will come to this side, and 3 will also come to this side. So finally I'll get y plus 2, and hence we have proved that the abscissa is equal to 2 more than that of y. So if you calculate, you will reach up to this result. So that is the second part of the 22nd question. So in this question, we have to prove, first of all, in this question, APQ is similar to ABC, and also we need to find out the length PQ. So for that, if you can see that the sides are given, so if slightly I manipulate these sides, so QC length, what I'll get from there, QC length. So if I see the QC length will be equal to 4.5, I'll get this length 4.5 minus 1.5 is 3 centimeter. Now if I use their ratios of the side, AP upon, if I see the ratio of side AP upon PB, which is equal to what? 1 by 2, and that is equal to what? AQ upon QC. If I calculate these ratio, both will become equal. So by converse of BPT, I can say that this side is parallel to this side, means PQ is parallel to BC, and if PQ is parallel to BC, so we can prove easily that the triangles are similar. How? This angle will be equal to this angle will be equal to this angle. So by double A similarity, we have proved triangle APQ is similar to triangle ABC. And if these sides are similar, triangles are similar, that means their corresponding sides must be proportional. So we will use this result to find out the PQ length. So how I will use the relation AP upon, to find PQ, AP upon AB is equal to, which side is given to me? BC side is given to me. So I can say that PQ side upon BC side. So when we'll solve this, what we'll get? AP is what? 1 upon AB. 1 plus 2, 3, which is equal to PQ I need to find, divided by BC side is already given me 3.6. So if you cancel this, you will get PQ length is equal to 1.2 centimeters. Right? 1.2 centimeters, that is the required answer for PQ. So that is the required answer for PQ. Now, the next problem is a probability question number 24. In this question, you have to be little careful because of the numbers are not given. Continuous 2 to 91 is given. 1 is missing there. So if I check that, the total number of balls that are there inside the bag, as per the question, is how many? Only 90 balls are there. Why? Because 91 when it is from the first, but the first number is missing there. So total number of the balls which are numbered with these unique numbers, that is 90. But when I'll see one digit number inside that, again 1 is missing. So if the count is 1 to 91, total one digit number will be 9, but 1 is missing, therefore one digit number will be 8. So how many two digit numbers will be left out? 90 minus 8, what is that? 82. Now let's read the question number 1. What is the probability that it bears two digit number? So favorable case is how many? 82 divided by total number of cases, what? 90. So if you solve, you will get kitna? 41 by 45. That is the required answer for the first part. And second, what is the probability that multiple of 1? All 90 balls are the multiple of 1 because every number is a multiple of 1. So all cases are favorable. So this is a sure event. So probability of event is 1 in this case. So this is how you have to tackle this probability problem. Only catch is in the numbers. So next question we are having is, so this is a linear equation problem. In this you can see coefficients are huge, but you can see these coefficients, if you compare, they are same coefficient. In such case, we have to use logic, add two equations. First, we have to add equation number 1 and 2. What we will get from there? 203 times of x plus 203 times of y is equal to 609. And we have to subtract equation number 2 from 1. So we'll get minus x plus y is equal to minus 1. So we got two equations, but in the first equation, if you see, so we are having 203 common. So this equation will reduce to x plus y is equal to 3. X plus y equals to 3. Now we have to solve these two simple equations. So now if I add, this is my equation number 3 and this is my equation number 4. If I add them, so x minus x is 0, y plus y 2y, which is equal to minus 1 plus 3 is 2. So therefore y equals to 1. And now you can substitute this value of y in any of the equation to get the value of x. So from there x is equal to what? From this equation I can write x equal to y plus 1. So finally x equal to how much? 2. So this is the x equal to 2 and y equal to 1 is the required answer for this particular problem. So next question we are having is, so next is in a pair of supplementary angles, so supplementary angle means sum is 180 degree, the greater angle exceeds the smaller angle by 50 degrees. So I am assuming let the two angles be x and y and x is greater than y. So the first condition given is what? They are supplementary, so x plus y equals to what? 180 degree, one equation. Second equation is what? The greater angle exceeds, x is greater angle and that exceeds the smaller angle x minus y by how much? 50 degrees. Now express that in the situation of the system of linear equation two variables. So this is how you have to represent them in a linear equation form. Now further we have to find the measures of these angles. So simple equation is there, add them. We can add them or subtract, that is your choice. If you add, you will get x plus x 2x and y minus y is 0 and 180 plus 50 will give you 230. So from there x will give you how much? 111, 115, 115 degree, that is x value, and from there I can write y is equal to how much? 180 minus x. So that is what? 180 minus 115. So that will give you y value equals to 65 degrees. So x is equal to 115, y equals to 65 degree. So that is our required answer for this 2 marker problem. So next question is, now we are having section C. So we are moving to the 3-mark questions. So first of all, in the first question, what they are saying, check whether the pair of equation is what? Consistent or inconsistent. For consistency, inconsistent, we have to look for the coefficient ratio. So I can see that the ratio of coefficient of the first equation 1 by 2, a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 is minus 2 by 1 and both are not equal, means what? We are having unique solution. Unique solution means it is a consistent pair of equation. Now we have to solve them graphically. So we have to solve them by using the graph. So graphically we can solve them. This is how we can solve them. We need to plot the table for this first of all. So if you plot the table for these equations, so for equation number x minus 2y, this will be the table. This is how we have to plot the table by assuming these values x and y's, and different value of x and y we will take. So we'll get this table for first equation. You can take any random value. I picked few values. So when you solve this, when you plot this on the graph paper, you will get point of intersection where? At origin. When you plot these graphs on x and y axis, the point of intersection will be on the origin, and that represent what? The point of intersection gives you the required solution. So required solution we are having is what? X equal to 0 and y equal to 0. That is the required solution for the pair of equation. If you want, you can put the values and you can check the answer also. So this is how we have to tackle this question number 20, this one, the graphical problem. Next problem. So now the next question is again from this coordinate geometry, and in this question now the given is if the point A, B, C and D are the vertices of the parallelogram ABCD, then find the value of missing coordinate, that is P and Q, and also we have to check whether this is a rectangle or not. So first of all you have to plot the points. I've plotted it on graph paper. You can plot it normally also. Point A we are having is what? 6, 1. Point B we are having is these are the points, but here we have to use one property, that the point of intersection of the diagonals of parallelogram that bisect the diagonals also. So if you see the all 4 coordinate, in this all x and y coordinates are known to me, and this point P is obviously the midpoint, so I can easily find out the coordinates of this midpoint. So coordinate of midpoint is what? X coordinate plus y coordinate of this, that give me 15 by 2, and similarly y coordinate is 4 plus 1, 5 by 2. Now I got the midpoint of this, and this is the midpoint of line segment DB also, means what? It will convert that in the ratio 1:1. So by using, either use the section formula or you can use the midpoint formula, I can find out the missing coordinate. For example, if I write coordinate 15/2 for taking line segment DB, so I can write 15/2 equals to what? 7 plus Q upon 2, and 2 and 2 cancel. This gives you Q equal to 8. And similarly, I can say that Q plus 2 upon 2 is equal to y coordinate, that is 5/2. So when you will cancel from there, you will get Q equal to 5 minus 2 is 3. So these are the missing coordinate P and Q. So Q is equal to 8, and this is what we have calculated. So P equals to, this coordinate is P, sorry. First coordinate we have calculated is P. So P equals to 8 and Q equal to, we have calculated, is equal to 3 by using only the midpoint formula and the one property of the intersection, bisection of the diagonals. So the next part of the question, we have to check whether it is a rectangle or not. So for that, what we can do? So for that, now we got all the coordinates, we got the P value, Q value. See, these all four coordinates are there, A, B, C, D. We have to find the value of A, B, C. If you find the value of A, B, C, D, that is not required in this case, and that will come out root 5. But the main thing we have to check for whether this parallelogram is rectangle or not, we need to look for the diagonals, means we have to check length of AC and BD. When you calculate length of AC, the AC length will come out to be root 18 units and BD length will come out to be equal to root 2 units if you calculate. So from there, length of diagonal is not equal, means it is not a rectangle. It is not a rectangle. Clear? So this is how you have to tackle this particular problem. Next. So next we are having a trigonometric problem. We have to prove that this expression equal to 0. So as you can see, up and down, cos theta is common. First of all, let's see cos theta from the numerator common. What is left inside? 1 minus 2 cos square theta. And denominator I will take common sin theta. So what is left inside? 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Now let's explore this value. Cos over sin plus cot theta is also there. So I'll keep it as it is, plus cos theta. Cos by sin give me what? Cot theta. And inside I'll get 1 co I can expand, sin square theta plus cos square theta minus 2 cos square theta. The same thing I'll do in the denominator also, 1 minus sin square theta plus cos square theta minus 2 sin square theta, and plus cos theta will be as it is. Now plus cot theta, sorry. This I can write as a cot theta into sin square theta minus plus minus, it will give you minus cos square theta. In denominator, sin square theta minus 2 sin square theta will give me what? Minus sin square theta plus cos square theta plus cot theta. Now if you little bit focus on this expression, numerator is positive, denominator is negative of that, and if you cancel both, what will get from there? I'll get negative, minus 1 into cot theta become negative cot theta plus cot theta, and sum equal to 0, and that is equal to what? Right hand side. So we have taken the left hand side, and from there we have proved the equal to right hand side. So this is how you have to do this problem. So this particular question. So next we are having, next problem is the given that the sin theta plus cos theta equals to x. Now we have to prove this expression equal to right hand side. In this case we have to use two algebraic expressions or algebraic identities. We can say that, as we know that we need to find the value of sin raised to 4 theta plus cos raised to 4 theta. So I can write this expression because we know a square plus b square is equal to a plus b whole square minus 2ab wala. I can use identity. So I can write from there what? Sin raised to 4 theta plus cos raised to 4 theta can be written as sin square theta plus cos square theta whole square minus 2 sin theta into, sin square theta into cos square theta. So I have taken left hand side and I am writing in this way. This is equal to 1, so 1 square is 1, minus I am multiplying and dividing this by 2, so it will become what? 4 times of sin square theta into cos square theta divided by 2. So we'll tell why we are doing it. So now we'll take the help of the given expression. We'll square in this expression. What will get from there? Sin square. If I square this expression, I'll get sin square theta plus cos square theta plus 2 sin theta into cos theta, which is equal to what? X square. And we know this is equal to 1, and this 1 will go to right hand side. So I'll get from there 2 cos theta into sin theta is equal to x square minus 1. Now I will use this result in the above expression which we have written there. So I can write from there this expression as 1 minus 4 sine square theta cos square theta, and this is 2 cos theta sine theta. So I can square it, I'll get the expression. So I can replace this 4 sine square theta cos square theta with x square minus 1 upon 2, and if you simplify this you will get this what, 2 minus x square minus 1 whole square divided by 2, and this is what we have to prove on the right hand side. And how I get this square? Because this is the value of 2 sine theta cos theta equal to this, but I need 4 sine square cos square theta. So means what, if I square it, it gives me 4 cos square sine square theta equal to x square minus 1 ka whole square. That I'll substitute, I will divide, will simplify, and will get our right hand side. So this is how we have to solve this particular problem. So now the next question, we'll move on with the next question. So next question is, in the adjoining figure, the figure is given, and now in this figure they are asking about TP and TQ are the tangents drawn to the circle, and we have to find out what, sine of 2 theta. We have to find out sine of 2 theta, this angle we have to find out. So for that we have to use one interesting result here, that the length of the tangent from the point outside the circle is equal, and if I use that result means what, I'll get length PT is equal to PQ TQ. So this will make one isosceles triangle, and if it's isosceles triangle means this angle, if theta, so this angle will also be equal to theta. Theta is already we have taken, so we can take some another angle, right? This angle will be obviously equal to this angle, both angles will be equal, and I know this complete angle is what, 90 degree. Why? Because the radius is perpendicular to tangent, and from there I can get the value of this small angle. What is that? 90 minus 15, that gives me how much? That is equal to 75 degree. So if this is 75, so this is also how much? 75 degrees, and obviously the sum of angles of triangle is 180 degrees. So from there I'll get theta equal to how much? 180 minus, I'll get the value of theta is how much? 180 minus, theta is equal to how much? 180 minus 70 plus 70 is 150. So theta equal to 30 degree. But they are not asking theta, they are asking sine of 2 theta. So sine of 2 theta means 60 degree, which is equal to root 3 by 2. So this is our final value for this particular question. So this is how we have to solve this question. In this we have used few properties of one, tangent, length of tangent equal to, from the point outside length of tangent is equal to, second, radius is perpendicular to the tangent, and third, the angle sum property of the triangle. So we got answer root 3 by 2. That is our final answer. So this is how we have to tackle this particular problem. So next we are having, this is a very popular question, very predictable question. Prove root 5 is an irrational number. So this is just we have taken from the NCERT, direct same solution we have to follow. In NCERT it is given as root 3, but in exercise it is given as root 5 also. For this proof is very common. So we have to take the contradictory statement, and we have to prove it by using the contradictory statement. We can prove this particular solution. So this is the solution for this particular problem. So next question we are having is number system. Now in this question what we have to prove? Prove that PQR are the three distinct prime number, and we have to prove that this expression is composite or not. And we can see as PQR are prime numbers. So from this particular expression what I can take common? Q and Q is common. So what is left inside? PR plus 1. And I know that now it is having how many factor? This expression is having now at least Q and PR plus 1, that is also another factor, and 1 is factor of every number. So it is having 3 factor, at least 3 factor. More than 2 factor means it is what? This expression is composite number. So it is what proved? Yes, it is composite number. Second, we have to find out example of PQR we have to select. PQR we have to select such that this expression represent composite number, and we know that surely we can say that any number more than 2 which is even is a composite number. So anyhow we get a product of PQR odd. I can get the product of PQR as odd. So odd plus 1 will give me always even number, and any number more than 2 is a composite number which is even number. So here you can select PQR as any, first case mein any even odd prime numbers. Obviously prime numbers are odd except 2. So what is that? I can take 3, 5, 7 if you take. So we will get one composite number, and that is equal to how much? 105 plus 1, 106. So which is the composite number for the first one? And the second one is what? You can take prime number for PQR. We have to select in such a manner that this expression is represent the prime number. So if I take P equal to 2, 3 and 5, so it will give me what? 6, 5 are 30 plus 1, that is equal to 31. For this pair of PQR, 31 we are getting, so that is what prime number. And obviously if we are multiplying QR with any even number, so this expression is even plus 1 is odd, and then we have to check that odd number is prime number. So for this pair of 2, 3, 5, we got 31 as the prime number. So this is how you have to do this particular problem. Next. Now find the zeros of the polynomial Rx, and hence write the polynomial whose zeros are reciprocal of this. First of all, we have to find the zeros of this. So we can do the factorization of this x square plus 3x, you can split the middle term so that sum equal to 3x and product equal to minus 4. So I can write it what? 4x minus x minus 1. So if you solve this, you will get x equal to how much? Minus 1. After solving, you will get what? X equal to minus 1, one factor, and another factor we are getting is x equal to 1 by 4. These are the two factor of x we are getting, means zeros. 1 0, let's say alpha, another 0 we are taking as beta. So alpha beta is minus 1 and 1 by 4. Minus 1 and 1 by 4. So apart from that, they are saying that we have to write the polynomial whose zeros are reciprocal of the zeros of the polynomial Rx. Now new polynomial we have to design. So let that polynomial be p of x, which is equal to k times of x square minus alpha prime plus beta prime times of x plus alpha beta prime. Means prime I am taking for the zeros which are new 0. And what is alpha prime beta prime? So that is what reciprocal of this. So reciprocal of this is what? Alpha prime is minus 1 and beta prime will be equal to what? Reciprocal of the second 0 we are taking as a 4. So what is the 0 we are getting? Polynomial k times of x square minus one of the zeros is minus 1 plus 4 times of x plus product of zeros will be equal to what? 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. So if we take k value equals to 1 in this case, so we are getting the required polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4, that is the required polynomial, or you can write it k times of x square minus 3x minus 4 is the required polynomial, that is the second polynomial. So this is how we have to tackle this problem. So the next section we are having section D. So it is 5 mark questions. So the first question we are having in this section is your if a line drawn parallel, there is a slight, I think, printing error or something that it is mentioned as a parallel. So that create a confusion, right? To one side of the triangle intersecting other two sides in distinct point divides the two sides in the same ratio, and then it is parallel to the third side. So actually what they have given, if we ignore this first letter, that is the parallel wala, then it look like that it's a converse of BPT. Then you have to prove straight and you have to prove converse of BPT, means we have to prove BPT. So for that, it's a direct theorem which is from the book itself. So for this you have to do the same proof that is given in NCERT. So the same proof we have taken here for proving this, the BPT theorem. And finally you need to conclude that the BPT theorem is the ratio of the side is equal, because here we are supposed to prove the BPT, that is the converse. First you have to state the BPT, then you have to prove the converse. So next question we are having is, in the adjoining figure CAB is the right angle triangle at right angle at A, AD is perpendicular, this is perpendicular already given in the question, and now prove that triangle ADB is similar to triangle CDA, and BC is equal to 10 centimeter, and we have to find out the missing length, that is AD length. So first of all, let's prove these triangles. So first of all, we know that in triangle ADB, if I talk in triangle ADB, this angle is 90, that means this angle is also 90 degree. So if I take this angle equals to, let's say, theta in this triangle, so this angle will be 90 minus theta. Now if I go with this triangle, second triangle to prove is what? ADB. So in ADB, if one angle is 90 degree and this complete angle is 90 degree, out of this part is 90 minus theta, so this angle is what? Theta, and obviously 90 minus theta with the third angle. So if we compare that, so I can say that by double A similarity we can prove this by using the, you can compare the corresponding angles. So from there we will get angle A will be equal to angle C, angle D will be equal to angle D, and angle B equal to A. So double A similarity result we can use, and we can tell that the triangle, these two triangles are similar. Now in the next part of the question we have to use the result that BC equals to 10 centimeters already given and CD equal to 2 centimeters. So where is CD? So this is 2 centimeter, and BC, the total length is 10 centimeter. That means this part of the length is how much? 8 centimeter. We have to find out this AD length. Now we know that these two triangles are similar. We will use these two triangles. From this triangle, what I can say, AD upon CD is equal to, what is the another side which is given here? The DB upon AD. So if you cross multiply, what I'll get from there, AD square, I can get from there what? AD square is equal to DB into CD, and both the sides are given. 8 into 2, what is that? AD square equal to 16. So from there I can conclude that the answer is the required length AD is equal to square root of 16 is plus minus 4, but length we have to take positive, so 4 centimeter is the required answer for this particular missing length. So this is how we have to do the 5-marker problem. So obviously we have to go by steps because it's a 5-mark question, so we need to explain the steps. So step is ultimately we have to prove here is double similarity that we can prove for both the triangles, and this is how we have to proceed in this 5-mark problem. So for this problem you can also go through this particular solution as per how we compared the angles, how we equated the angles. So you can go through this also to prove the triangles similar, and after proving the similarity we can use the ratios of the corresponding sides to get the desired result, that is what? AD equal to 4 centimeter. So this also can be followed. So next we are having is the mensuration problem, that is the fermentation tank is designed. So this tank I have made in the next slide. So the dimensions are given in such a manner. So if you go through this problem, so the diameter of the tank is given 1 meter, total height of the tank is 3.5 meter, and the conical part height is 1.2 meter. And if you subtract this part, so height of the cylindrical part will get 2.1 meter. So in this question we have to find out the capacity of this vessel. So that is equal to what? Volume of the cylinder plus volume of cone. So the total capacity of this cylinder is equal to pi r square h plus pi by 3 r square h. Now the height and radius are the we have to check for that, but in this case diameter of the cylinder, which is already given, equal to diameter of the cone, so therefore which is equal to 1 meter, and half of that is the radius 0.5 meter. So after that, radius is 0.5 meter, the volume capacity of the tank is equal to what? Pi r square capital H is what? Height of cylinder, so 22 by 7 into 0.5 square into 2.1 plus 1.3 h. Here we have taken pi r square common because radius is constant, pi is constant, so we are taken outside. So after solving we will get capacity 1.96 meter cube, that is the capacity of this vessel. Now the second part of the question they have given is that, in the second part of the question, so it is given that if the water level in the vessel is 0.7 meter from the top, then what will be the surface area which is in contact with the liquid? So in that case we have to find out the curved surface area, but one catch is there, that the height of the free surface is given from the top, which is 0.7 meter. So the cylindrical height is now reduced from, earlier it was 2.1 meter, now it is left out only 1.4 meter, but the conical height will remain same. So in this case we have to use formula, the total surface area of the liquid in contact with the tank is curved surface area of the new cylinder that is formed plus curved surface area of the cone. The formula is pi r square h prime. Why h prime? Because it's the height of new cylinder, that is 1.4 meter, plus pi r l, where l is what? Slant height of the cone. So if you use the Pythagoras theorem to find out the slant height of this cone, that comes out to be r square plus h square, that is equal to what? 1.3 meter. After solving we get the slant height. We'll substitute the values in this formula. So after solving we'll get that 3.14 meter square, that is the total surface area of the vessel that is in contact with the liquid. So this is how you have to solve this problem into the two parts. Next problem we are having is statistics. So in this question is also from NCERT only. But the slight variation they have done in the data. So we are given that the median of this data is given as 525, and based upon that we have to find out the value of x and y. So in order to find the value of x and y, it's a problem of the median. Then we have to calculate what? First of all we have to calculate, in this case, one more column, and that one more column we have to calculate is of the cumulative frequency column. So cumulative frequency column means you have to add the frequencies. So 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 9 is 16, 16 plus 12 is 28, and there the values will start coming out in the form of variable, and the last value of the cumulative frequency come out in the similar manner, 74 plus x plus y. So now using this value we can solve this problem. Now what is given? The median of the data is given as 525. So we got the median class because the median value will lie between lower and upper limit of the median class. Median class is 500 to 600. Frequency of the median class is 20, and the cumulative frequency which we need in the formula, that is what? The cumulative frequency of the preceding to the median class. Now, as per the given statement, the data of 100 observation we are having, so that means what? The last value of cumulative frequency should be equal to what? 100. So 74 plus xy equal to 100. We got one equation, x plus y equal to 26. Second equation will got the formula of median. So formula of median we are using is what? So lower limit plus n by 2 minus cf upon f into h. We know their respective values. We'll take the value from the table. So lower limit is 500. The class size we are having is of 100. Frequency is 20, that is the median class frequency, and cumulative frequency is the cumulative frequency of the preceding class. When we substitute the values, we'll get one more equation there. So from that equation, we'll get the value of x. So by solving this, we'll get the value of x. And after that, the value of x, using the value of x, we will find out the value of y here. So after solving, we'll get the value of x equals to 17, and the original equation that we have used, the sum of all frequencies, from there we got one equation. From there we'll get the value of x and y after simplifying those two linear equations, 17 and 9 with the. So the final answer we are having is x equal to 17 and y equals to 9. So the next problem we are having is so the circular park is given of diameter 65 meter. So this is also similar to the NCERT problem. Slight variation they have done in this problem also. Right. So in this case, what is given? The entry point P is given from the diametrical opposite ends, and some relation is given in this problem. So based upon the statement of the question, the relation is what? This distance of point P, that is the entry point P from one of the diametrical opposite point A, is x plus 35, means it is the 35 more than that of the distance of P from another end B. So I assume this end. So in this case, we have to find out the distance of this point from both A and B. So we will get the value of x, we can find out the other thing. Here we know that this angle is how much? 90 degree, because the ends of the diameter forms angle 90 degree at the circumference. So by using Pythagoras theorem, I can say that in this triangle, so we'll get this equation AP square plus PB square equal to AB square. When we'll solve this equation, what we'll get? X square plus 35 square is 1225. So in this problem, we have to find out the value of first x, so that we can find out the distance of point P from A as well as from B. For that, we have to apply Pythagoras theorem, because this angle, if you see, that is 90 degree, because the ends of diameter form an angle of 90 degree at the circumference. So here we can say, according to Pythagoras theorem, in right angle triangle, AP square plus PB square equal to AB square. When we substitute the values, so we'll get from there what? X square plus 1225 plus 70x plus x square is equal to 65 square is 4225. So it will come 2x square plus 70x, and when this will come on the left hand side, it gives us minus 3000, which is equal to 0. Now I can see here 2 is common, so the equation can be reduced to x square plus 35x minus 1500. Now we have to just factorize it by using middle term splitting method. So I can factorize 60x minus 25, that is equal to 35x, and product is equal to minus 1500. So when we will solve, you will get the two factor, one x equal to minus 60 and 25. Since we cannot take the negative value because distance cannot be negative, so we are going to take here x equal to 25. So once x equal to 25, so we can find out the dimension. This is 25. So x equal to 25, then the remaining dimension we are having is 25 plus 35, that come out to be 60. Right. So this is equal to what? Dimensions of the distance of point P from the ends A and B, the distance of gate from point A and B, that is your 25 meters and 25 meters and 60 meters. So this is how we have to solve this problem. The next question we are having is, find the smallest value of P. Now we have to find the smallest value of P, for which the equation, the quadratic equation, the given quadratic equation should have real roots. Now here the catch is, the real root means what? The discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because real roots can be equal or it can be distinct. So we have to take both the conditions. And now if you take this quadratic equation, so if you apply the formula b square minus 4ac, so b is what? Minus 2 times of p plus 1 whole square, that comes out to b square minus 4ac is 4 times of p plus 1 whole square minus 4 times of p square, and that should be greater than or equal to 0. So if we simplify, we'll get from there 4 times of p square plus 4 plus 8 times of p minus 4 times of p square, that should be greater than or equal to 0. And from there 4p square cancel. So we are getting from there 8p is greater than or equal to minus 4. So therefore p should be greater than or equal to minus 4 by 2 means minus 1 by 2. But we need to get which value here? Where we are interested in the smallest value of p. The smallest value of p means what? If this is minus 1 by 2, so means this side all the values we are having what? Greater than minus 1 by 2. So we are interested only not the greater value, least value. The least value means what? P should be equal to minus 1 by 2. So final answer for this quiz is P equal to minus 1 by 2 is the value of P in this case. The value of P in this case is minus 1 by 2. Now the remaining part, hence find the roots of the equation obtained. Now we got the value of P. Now we have to find out the roots. So let's substitute the value of P in the equation and let's see which equation come out. So we'll put this value P equal to minus 1 by 2 in the required equation. So what we'll get from there? X square minus 2 times of P is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 plus 1 times of X plus minus 1 by 2 whole square, that is equal to 0. So equation become what? X square. This come out to be minus X. That gives us minus X. And after that we are having plus 1 by 4, which is equal to 0. So we have to just simplify this equation. 4x square minus 4x minus 1, that is equal to what? 0. So if you see that, it look like 2x minus 2x, so this is plus 1, so 2x minus 1 whole square, which is equal to 0. So when you solve it further, so obviously factors are what? X is equal to 1 by 2. So in this case we are having two equal roots, or the roots of this equation are equal, and that is also x equal to 1 by 2 and 1 by 2, so that we can say equal roots for this equation. So that is x equal to 1 by 2. That is the required answer for this particular question. So now next problem we are having is, now the case-based study questions. So in this question, so read this question carefully. It is a question based upon the Statue of Unity. So if you read this completes, two situations are given. Number one situation is angle of elevation of the top of statue from position A, and which is at 80 root 3 away from the base of the statue is found to be 60 degree, and second situation is given something like that. So let's see what are the figures based upon the situation 1 and 2. So question is that represent the situation 1 with the help of diagram. So point A, if you see, that is on the left hand side, point B on the right hand side, and point B is given 40 meter above, and this statue which is 240 meter, and the base of the statue height itself is given around that is 53 meters, 58 meters is the height of the base which is given. Now based upon this information, the figure which we are getting here is, this is the figure number 1. This is the figure number 1, the point A which is here. So the distance of point A, according to the figure, when you see this top of the statue from point A, the angle is 60 degree and distance of this point is 80 root 3. That is figure based upon the situation 1. Now the second question is that draw the figure based upon the situation 2. So in situation 2, we are seeing from this point the top of statue, that is what angle is given as 30 degree, and height of the statue is 240, and the base, the point from where you are seeing this statue from point B, that itself is 40 meter above the ground. So this is how we have drawn the figure as per the condition number 1 and statement number 1 and statement number 2. Now after that, the third part of the problem is calculate the height of the statue excluding the base, and also height including the base with the help of the situation number 1. So situation number 1 we are having is there. This is the situation number 1. So based upon situation number 1, we can find out the height of statue. So height of statue according to situation number 1, we have to apply what? Perpendicular upon base. So h upon 80 root 3, which is equal to tan 60. Tan 60 is what? Root 3. So from their height of statue with base, that is 240 meter, and the base height itself is given at 58 meter. So you have to subtract the height. Without base, the height of statue is how much? Without base, the height of statue will become 240 minus 58. That you have to do. You will get the height of the base without the statue also. Now the second part of the question, last part of the question is, so we have to find out find the horizontal distance of point B in situation number 2 from the statue. One thing. Second, the value of tan alpha, where alpha is the angle of elevation of the top of the base of the statue from point B. So right now, if I see the figure as per the last question, so the figure is something like this, that this is the top of the statue and we are seeing from this point. So angle of elevation is given as 30 degree. And also this is point E represent the base of statue or top of the base, that is the point E. Now angle of elevation of this point from point number B is given as what? Alpha. So based upon this information, we have to find out the required results. So required result we can find out by using the trigonometric relations. So what we will use here? So you can use, first of all, let's find out this distance. The distance of point B from the statue, that is what? If this distance is x, so this distance will also be x, and we'll use in triangle CFB, right angle triangle CFB, I can say that the perpendicular, that CF upon the distance CF upon x is equal to CF upon x equals to tan 30 degree. Tan 30 degree is how much? 1 by root 3. So from there I can get distance x is equal to root 3 times of CE. And CE distance is how much? Root 3 times of the total height is 240 and CE height is kitna? 40 meter. So I'll get this as 200 times of root 3. You can put the value of root 3 and we'll get the answer for this distance x distance of the point B from the statue. That is the one thing. Second thing, now we have to find out the value of this tan alpha also. We have to find out the value of tan alpha. So for that I need to use which equation? I need to take right angle triangle CFB now. And because angle of elevation is given for this particular question also. So now if I apply, now if I take right angle triangle right angle triangle EFB, then I can say from there this angle is how much? Alpha. So I can write tan alpha is equal to perpendicular EF upon base is equal to FB. So EF is how much? Total height is 58 given in the question. This is 58, right? 58 minus 40, that is equal to how much? 18. And divided by x we have just calculated 200 root 3. So tan alpha is what? 18 upon 200 root 3. We can simplify this by rationalization and we'll get the value of tan alpha. So this is how we can find out the value of tan alpha as per the required statements. Next question we are having. Now in question number 37, so some field is given in the form of the semicircle and within 3 partitions are done and information about these partition is given. The part 1 planted with the saplings of mango tree, part 2 having tomatoes and the part 3 is having oranges. So based upon this information we need to find out the answer. Number 1, angle POA. So let's see how to find these information. Angle POA. Angle POA is what? If I see this diagram, so angle POA means I am interested in this part of the diagram. Angle POA means if you join this point with this point, so I am interested in this angle POA means this angle I have to find out. But we know that since this is a center and this is a point on circumference, this represent radius, this is also radius, means this form equilateral, this isosceles triangle. If this angle is 30, so this angle is also 30 degree. And if you take angle some property of the triangle, then we'll get this angle is how much? 180 minus 30 plus 30, 60. So this angle come out to be 120 degrees. So that is the angle 120 degrees. So now we need this analysis further for finding out the other questions also. So let's find out the other angles also. So this angle will be what? If this angle is 120, the remaining angle is what? 60 degree. And you know that this angle is 60 degree. So this is radius. This is also radius. So if this angle is 60 degree, that means this angle will also be 60 degree and the remaining angle will also be 60 degree. So can I say from there the triangle POB is representing equilateral triangle? We will use this result for finding out the later part of the problem. So now I hope it is clear that how we got these angles. So we got this triangle as equilateral triangle. Now let's see how we can use this result for the remaining part of the questions. So the second question is, find the length of the wire needed to fencing the entire piece of land. Now we need to do the entire piece of land. We want to do the fencing for the entire piece of land. So how we can do the fencing? So entire piece of land means the perimeter or the circumference of the circumference plus the diameter AB. Circumference of the perimeter is semicircle is 2 pi r divided by 2 plus the length of this represent what? Diameter. So I can write it 22 by 7 into radius is how much? In the question the diameter is given 70 meter, that means radius is how much? 35. So multiply by 35 plus diameter is what? 70. So when you solve it, so you will get the answer 110 plus 70 is 180. So 180 meter is the wire that is required to fence the entire piece of land. So the next question, so second part is done. So the third question is that find the area of the region in which the saplings of mango tree are planted. So in order to find this area, let's focus on this figure. As we have proved earlier the angles, this angle is 60 degree, this angle is 60 degree, so this angle obviously 60 degree, and this represents equilateral triangle. Now we are interested in this part, what is the area in which mango trees or mango saplings are planted. So section A area we have to find out. So area is equal to what? Area of sector. This area of sector, which is having angle of sector is 60 degree, minus area of triangle. As we know that this is equilateral triangle, so we have to subtract this area of equilateral triangle, and we know when we substitute the values, the formula for equilateral triangle is what? Root 3 by 4 times of side square. So side is what in this case? Radius itself act like as a side of this equilateral triangle. So when you substitute the values, so you will get area of this part. First is 111.26 meter square after doing the calculation. So this is our the part number 3. Now let's see the remaining part. Last part, what they're asking. In the fourth part, they're asking, find the length of the wire needed to fence the region number 3. So let's see now the region number 3. Region number 3 means we are interested in fencing this region. So in order to fence this region, I need to find the length of this arc plus this side. So I know that this total angle is what? 90 degrees. This angle is 90 degrees because the ends of diameter form an angle 90 degree on the circumference, right? So that 90 degree we will find out. So when we'll apply the Pythagoras theorem here, so we'll get this side PA. By applying Pythagoras theorem in right angle triangle APB, we'll get length AP is equal to 60.62. So we got this length AP. Now how to find this? This is what? Length of arc of which sector? Sector AOT, whose angle of sector we just calculated 120 degree. So we'll use this formula, length of arc, this one, plus area, this length of AP. So this formula we are going to apply, and length of sector is theta by 360 into 2 pi r. When we substitute all the values, so we'll get the length of wire required to fence this third segment or section. So that is equal to what? 138.89 meter. Approximately you will get the answer by substituting all the values. So this is how we have to solve the problem in this question number, this one. Next we are having is, now the question is from arithmetic progression. So in this case, running track is given, having different tracks are there. Based upon this information, what information is given? Let's see. Now based upon this, what data is given? We have to find out. This is arithmetic progression, what they are telling. The length of the first track is given as 400 meter, means it is going to represent our first term, that is what? 400 meter. And also they are telling the subsequent length of the tracks, further track. This is the inner track length is given 400 meter, and the next track, this is the first track, and when we count the length of the next track, that will exceed by a margin of 7.4 meter length. So it seems like it's a problem of your arithmetic progression whose first term is given as, if we see this question, so in this case the first term is given as what? Length of first track represent what? First term, and the subsequent tracks length keep increasing by amount of 7.6 meters. So that means what? It is a common difference actually. So now they are asking what is the length of a sixth track. The length of sixth track means what? A1, A2, A6, what they are asking the length of sixth track, means they are asking AN, and formula of AN is A plus N minus 1 into D, and when you substitute A equal to 400, N minus 1 will come in this case is what? 5 into 7.6, 438 meter with the length of the sixth track. Now second question number second, they are asking what is the difference between the length of eighth track and the fourth track, means they are asking you the difference of eighth term and the fourth term. You can use the normal method also, A plus N minus 1 into D for these individual term A8 and A4, then you can solve, or else directly if you solve, then you will get what? Simply, when two terms of an AP are subtracted, so simply the difference come out to be that number of the term difference into D. So it come out to 4D. So after that 4 into 7.6, that gives you 30.4 meter is the difference between the length of the eighth track and the fourth track. Now let's see the last part, second last part of this question. Let's understand this question. Now in this case, what they're asking, so while practicing for a race, a student took one round each in the first 6 lanes. find the total distance covered by the student. So what is the question in this case? They are telling the student is covered one track, then it moved to the second track, then third track, like that. He covered distance, right? While practicing for the race, student took one round in each track, first 6 lanes. That means they are now interested how much total distance covered, means A1 plus A2 plus up to A6. So means in this case, they are interested in calculating what? The sum of first 6 terms, and the formula for that is what? Sum of first 6 terms means sum of n term formula is what? Sn is equal to what? First n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. If you apply this formula, first term is already given to us. We can apply this, but we can use another formula in this case. In this case, we can use other formula also. We know another formula for calculating Sn is what? N by 2 into first term plus last term. Why first and last term? Because in this case, they are asking distance covered in the first 6 track. Right, so first track length we know 400, and A6 we just calculated here, that is 438. So you can, that is the last track in this particular case. So I can use that formula also. 6 by 2 into 400 plus 438, you will get 2514 meter. That is the answer for the distance covered by student in the 6 tracks when he is running individually in all 6 tracks, that is S6. So the next part of the question is slightly tricky. In that you have to take care of certain things. So in this question, what they're telling in the last part of the question, a student took one round each in lane 4 to lane 8. Means now they find the total distance covered. Now they are saying that student covered distance from A4 to A8 track, means we have to calculate sum of A4, A5, A6, A7 and A8 track, means we have to calculate the sum from 4th term to 8th term. So can I say from there, before this we are having how many terms? A1, A2 and A3. So I am interested in calculating this distance, or how much total distance. So I can say from there, for this particular question, they are interested in asking S8 minus S3. S8 minus S3. Why? Because till 3 track, whatever distance he covered, we are not interested in that. We are interested in what he covered after that. 4th track to 8th track. So actually this sum can be taken as the sum of all 8 terms minus sum of 3 terms, first 3 terms. So means in this question we have to calculate what? S8 minus S3. So when you calculate S8 minus S3, so we'll get this answer. You just substitute the values, S8 minus S3. So individually you have to substitute these values, and when you will solve this, you will get the answer as equal to 2790 meter is the distance covered from 4th track to 8th track by the student. So this is how we have to solve the last part of the problem. So now we are having the last section, which I'm doing at last, because this section will do little the fast, because it's an MCQ section, right? So in MCQ section, now the first question itself is very easy, right? In that case, what they are telling, root 4. Now the root 4 will end with root 0.4. Root 0.4 is what kind of number it is? Root 0.4 I can write as a 4 by 10, and that can be written as a 2 by root 10. So it is what? Irrational number. So second question, it is NCERT question directly. It's a property that any number ends with 0 must have 2 and 5 common prime factor. So prime factor of 8 is what? Only 2. But 5 is not the prime factor, means it cannot end with 0, and that's a very common question in NCERT, right? So answer for this question is what? C. It will not end with 0. Next. Which of the following quadratic equation has real and equal roots? But a real and equal root means discriminant should be equal to, D should be equal to 0. वैसे तो we will check that. But anyways, directly also we can comment on this particular question, in which case we'll have equal roots, right? So if you expand this first equation, you will get x square equal to 0, and this is the case where you will get your equal root, that is what? 0. But in other case, if you see here, the zeros are 0 and minus 1. In this case, 0 plus minus 2, unequal. In this case, you will get imaginary 0. So answer for this particular question is A. And if you expand this also, you will get x square equal to 0 by expanding. So you will get only in this case equal zeros, right? So in that way we can do. Next question. If the zeros of a polynomial, question number 4, if the zeros of the polynomial, given polynomial is this, are reciprocal of each other, find the value of B. We know that if the zeros are reciprocal, so in that case what we do? The product of zeros. If one 0 is alpha and second 0 is reciprocal of this, then the product of 0 will be equal to 1. And we know that product of 0 is what? C by A equal to 1. That means C should be equal to A. And what is the value of C in this case? 2A upon B. And that should be equal to what? A. What is the A value itself? That is A only. A and A cancel, the B equal to what? 2 should be the answer. So answer for this question is what? B equal to 2. B equal to 2 is the answer for this particular problem. Next question number 3. In question number 3, what is the distance of this point from x-axis? But directly, if the distance they are asking from x-axis means which coordinate? Y coordinate. X-axis, what is the y coordinate? -4. Luckily in this case, -4 is not the option. That can, many students commit mistake in such question, because distance we have to take positive value. This represents the position of point, but they are asking distance of the point from y x-axis. So x-axis का distance कितना होगा? The value of its ordinate. That is what? Positive value of the ordinate. What is that? 4. So answer for this question is what? 4 for the 5th question. Next we are having, in the given diagram, in the given figure, we are given with this side PQ is parallel to this. All three sides are given as parallel. AP distance is given as 2 and PX distance is given as 1.5 and this distance BX distance is given as 4. If I take total distance, that is equal to 7.5. Now find if QY distance is given as 0.5 centimeter, then they are asking find the distance AQ plus YC. I can find this distance anyhow. If you get the value of AB, I can easily subtract QY and get the value of the required AQ plus CY length I can get. So for that, I know this side is parallel to this, so I can use BPT in these two triangles. So what I can say from there, AP upon PX means 2 upon 1.5 is equal to AQ upon QY, and QY distance is already given as 2 upon 1.5 is equal to AQ upon 0.75. So 0.75 will cancel with this, and AQ distance will come out to be 1. But we are not interested in AQ. So we got value of AQ equal to 1. We are interested in this is equal to 1 centimeter, but we are interested in this length. So in anyhow, if I get this value of AC, I can find the value of required result. So now I can use another triangle. What is that triangle? This small triangle and the bigger triangle I can use, and since it is MCQ, so we need not to prove. These triangles are already similar triangles, so we can directly use the result is what? AP upon full length AB is equal to AQ upon AC. So AP upon this is how much? AP is how much? 2 upon 7.5, which is equal to AQ. So AQ length is 1 upon AC. So when I solve, I'll get AC is equal to 3.75 centimeter. But I'm not interested in full length AC. I'm interested on this segment plus this segment. So for that, I have to subtract 0.75 from this, means length of QY. So I'll get from there 3 centimeters. So answer for this question is how much? 3 centimeter is the required answer for this particular question. Clear? So the next MCQ we are having is 7th question. We have to use just, since it is an MCQ, so we have to be little smart in these kind of problems. So for that, what we can do, as we know that triangles are given similar, means similar triangle is corresponding angles must be equal. So let's see what angles are given. If angle A is 30 degree corresponding to this, angle P will be equal. Now angle Q is given 90 degree corresponding to Q, angle B is also 90 degree. That will be equal to angle B. Now they are asking angle R plus angle B. I can write it angle R plus, since angle B is equal to angle Q. So I can also write, means if I find angle R plus angle Q, same answer I will get. So angle R plus angle Q, I can get from which triangle easily? Angle from triangle PQR, because the sum of angle of any triangle is 180 degree. So from there what I can say, angle R plus angle Q equals to, angle R plus angle Q can be written as 180 minus angle P, and angle P is already, we have proved, equal to angle A, which is 30 degree. So I can write for this particular problem, the answer is what? 180 minus 30, which is equal to 150 degrees. So answer for this question is 150 degree. That is the answer. So now in this question, the two coins are tossed simultaneously. The probability of getting at least one head. So when you toss two coins, what are the possibilities we are having? Head, 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 tail, tail, head, and tail, tail. And they are saying at least. At least means 1 or 2 is a favorable condition. Means either one head or two head, both are favorable. So one head, in this case also, this two heads we are having, here one head, here one head. How many favorable cases we are having? 3, and total number of outcomes we are having 4. So answer is what? 3 by 4. So this is how we can do this problem. So next question. Now in this question, if the adjoining figure given as PA and PB are given at tangent, and we know that the length of tangent from point outside are equal, and also they have given these tangents are at an angle of what? Angle P is given a 90 degree, means this angle is 90 degree. Also we know that we join point O with A, so this O and OB are the radius, and radius is perpendicular to tangent, that means this angle is 90 degree, this angle is also 90 degree. Then obviously remaining angle will also be 90 degree. So now we'll use right angle triangle which AOB to find out the required result. We are interested in diameter, and in order to find the diameter we have to first find out the radius, and we know this is radius, and this is the right angle triangle, and the diameter is AB, which is already given in the question. What is that? 3 root 2. So I can say that diameter, this AB, diagonal square, is equal to r square plus r square. So from there what I will get? 2 times of r square equals to 18. So r is square equal to what? 9. So therefore I can say r equal to 3, and unit is given as centimeter. But we are interested in diameter. The diameter is what? Twice of radius. So answer for this question is what? 6 centimeter is the required answer for this particular problem. Now the next question is for a circle with center O. For a circle with center O and radius. Let's draw this circle. This is the circle. And in this circle, the radius is given as 5 centimeter, and if the radius is 5, that means diameter is how much? 5 plus 5, 10 centimeter. Now based upon this information, we have to find out the true statement. The statement distance between every pair of parallel tangents is 5 centimeter. If we know that if we draw the tangents at the end points of the diameter, they are parallel. So distance between them is coming how much? 10 centimeter. But they are telling 5 centimeter, wrong statement. Next statement is what? The distance between two parallel tangents, the distance between every pair of parallel tangents is 10 centimeter. In this case, yes, if you draw any pair of parallel tangents, so that will be at the ends of the diameter, or diameter of the circle is how much? 10 centimeters. So this statement number Q is correct. So answer for this is option number B, that is correct answer. So let's check the next problem. So next question is, in the adjoining figure, TS is given as tangent to the circle with center O. We have to find out the value of 2x. If this is the center O, that means this is what? Radius, and radius is perpendicular to tangent. We got right angle triangle, and we know sum of angles of triangle is 180 degree. Out of that, one angle is 90 degree. That means sum of remaining angle 3x plus x equal to 4x. This must be equal to 90 degree. If we divide it by 2, so we'll get kitna? 2x is equal to 45 degree, and they are asking us the value of 2x. So 2x value is how much? 45 degree. So that is the required answer for this particular problem. Now the next question. So the next question is given for the ratios type of question. So how to do this problem? Let's see. So this is a simple question. We have to put the values of the trigonometric ratios value we have to put. But before that, they are telling that x times of this equal to y times of this. Find the value of x is to y, or x upon y. So we know that numerator of both the side of equality is equal. We can cancel. So from there what I'll get? X upon y is equal to 1 plus tan square. Beta 1 plus tan square 30 degree. We know tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So it's square upon, what is the denominator on the right hand side? 1 minus 1 upon root 3 whole square. So when you solve, you will get what? 1 plus 1 by 3 divided by 1 minus 1 by 3, and that is equal to what? 4 by 3 divided by 3 minus 1 is 2 by 3. So you'll get 4 by 2 means 2 is to 1 with the required ratio of x upon y, or x is to y. So answer is what? 2 is to 1 is the required ratio for this particular question. We have to simple put the values of these trigonometric ratios, but before that we have to simplify to avoid any kind of unwanted calculation. So now the next problem we are having is, that is from height and distance, very simple problem. So in this case what they are telling, a peacock is sitting. So let's draw this figure first of all quickly. So in this case they are telling that a peacock is sitting on the tree of height of tree is given 10 meter, and observe a snake moving on the ground. So this is the ground and snake is moving somewhere here, right? So snake is moving somewhere. The distance of snake is given as 10 root 3 away from the base of the tree. Find the angle of depression, means we have to find angle of depression in this angle. So whatever angle is this, the same angle we are having. This also, both are the alternate interior angles. So angle of depression, to find that we have to use what? Tan theta. So tan theta equal to what? In this case perpendicular 10 upon base is 10 root 3, and if you cancel it you will get tan theta equal to 1 by root 3, and tan theta 1 by root 3 means theta equal to how much? Angle of depression in this case, that is what? 30 degrees. So answer for this question is what? 30 degrees. Angle of depression will be equal to 30 degree in this particular question. So the next. So in the next question they are telling, so we are having a cone of greatest possible volume is hollowed out from the solid wooden cylinder. So let's say this is the cylinder we are having, and we are taking out the cone of maximum possible volume. So that is possible if the height of the cone is equal to cylinder and radius or diameter of the cone is also equal to cylinder, so that case. And in this particular scenario, the volume of cone which we have removed, that is equal to, if the volume of complete cylinder is V, so that is 1/3 of V. And what is the remaining volume what you have removed? The remaining volume is V minus V by 3, that is 2V by 3. Now they are asking ratio of what? The ratio of the volume remaining of the remaining wood to the volume of the cone hollowed out. Means they are asking the ratio of V remaining to that of volume of cone. So what is that? 2V by 3 divided by V by 3. So what we'll get from there? 2:1 is the answer. So answer for this is C, 2:1 is the ratio. And also you can solve by using the formula that pi r square h upon 1 by 3 pi r square h. Also you can subtract that to get out the remaining volume, but you can directly use this concept also to find out the answer for this particular question. When the cone height and diameter are same as that of cylinder, we can use this result. Next question is from the statistics. It's an empirical relation between mean, median and mode, and we know that what is that relation. So the relation between them is, we know 3 times of median is equal to 2 times of mean plus mod. So in this question what is given? The mod is already given as 10. So we can keep mod and we can take it to other sides. So now the first value in the option is mean and second value in the median. So we can directly check the options, right? 3 times of median minus 2 times of mean should be equal to mod. So 3 times of 13 is 39 minus 24. Obviously the unit digit is not 0. So that is not our option. Second option, 36 minus 26. This gave us 10. So answer for this is what? B. Or you can directly make the equations also, and you can solve by using the equations, or directly we can check the options also to get the answer. The next question, the maximum possible student has obtained 52 marks, but a maximum number of students obtaining 52 marks means the maximum marks scored in this case is 52. So in this case, the highest frequency of any data, right? Highest frequency of any data. So corresponding that highest frequency data is called what? Mod. The data which is repeating most of the time is called as the mod. So answer for this question is what? C. 52 is the mod of the data, because mod is that value which is repeating most number of times in the given data. So answer for this particular question is its mod. 52 is the mod of the given data. So next problem, the system of equation is given, this is having a unique solution or what kind of solution? So let's see, 2x plus 1, as we can see these are the equation, what the equation of x and y axis, x equal to what? Minus 1 by 2, or this equation is what? Y is equal to 5 by 3. So if you quickly draw this, the x equal to minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2 means equation will be having x equal to minus 1 by 2 will be something like this graph, and y is equal to 5 by 3 means 5 by 3 means the graph will go from somewhere this side. So we are having one point of intersection, that means it is having what? Unique solution. So these are both are perpendicular line, they will intersect somewhere and they will give us unique solutions. So answer for this question is unique solution. Whereas if you check, so this upon this is not equal to the second two equations, so we can get the answer from that also. Now in right angle triangle ABC, right angled at A. So let's see, this is the right angle triangle which is right angled at A, and let's say this is B and this is C. So this angle sine B is given what? K, and this is what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse is what? Your sine theta. So now based upon that they are asking us, obviously is K and this is 4, then this become kitna? 16 minus 1 is 15, root 15K. Now they are asking secant B. So secant B is what? Hypotenuse upon base. So hypotenuse upon base will be equal to what? Hypotenuse upon base will get kitna? 4 upon root 15. So the answer is 4 upon root 15 is the right option in this case. 4 upon root 15 is the answer for this particular question. So now the next question we are having is assertion reasoning question based upon the real numbers. The first option is for any two prime number, we are having two prime number P and Q, HCF is 1. We know that if two prime numbers are there, the only common factor they are having, highest common factor they are having is 1, and that is why if the two numbers are prime, they are also co-prime. Co-prime means only 1 as their highest common factor. This part is correct. Next part is they are saying LCM is P plus Q. No, LCM cannot be P plus Q. For two prime number, LCM is product of prime numbers P and P into Q. So this part is wrong, and we know that if assertion is wrong, then answer will be D. But we can check that reason also. For any two natural number, HCF into LCM is equal to product of these two numbers. So that reasoning is correct. So answer is what? Assertion wrong, but reason correct, option D. Now the second question is slightly tricky. You have to look it or read it very carefully. They are saying event number 1 is what? Getting number less than 3. So let's say this is our number line and this is number 3. Now they are saying event 1 is what? Any number which is less than 3 but not 3. Event 2, they are saying that getting a number greater than 3 but not 3. So that cannot be a complementary event. Is that clear? Complementary event means if they are saying event 1 is less than 3, then complementary event is a number greater than or equal to 3. But in this case, they have mentioned that only greater, not equal. Therefore, assertion is wrong. Slight variation is there in the assertion. Assertion is wrong. And if you see the reason, so that is correct. If E is an event and F is a complementary event, then the sum of event and not an event or complementary event equal to 1. So that reason is correct. Again, answer for this is also what? D. So this is our discussion for this standard paper. So and you all can now calculate your marks based upon this discussion. So this is our short analysis about this particular standard paper. So you all can calculate your scores based upon this analysis and post your comments with your scores in this particular video. So thank you very much for watching me on this particular video, and wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Whatever you are going to do, I just wish you very best. So some will take art, some will take commerce, some will take science. So wherever you go, you should be by choice, not by chance. So wish you all the very best, and we'll see you in some another video. Thank you so much.